Right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the first class back in the new year. I'm so happy to see you all here, ready to just learn this amazing skill, conquer yourself, conquer the strategy. And, this is to me, 2025 was 2020 Thrive. And we did certainly thrive here in this community. We had a lot of amazing transformations and testimonials of just people working on themselves, whether it was financial or internal or heart centered. We had a lot of transformations happen. 2026, I'm calling the year of laying bricks, where we just lay down solid foundations that we can grow on and compound on. We've got a solid trading system here. We've got solid discipline. We know exactly how to get into our trades. We know exactly how to manage our positions. We know exactly how to compound our money steadily over time. We've got amazing mindset coaching and accountability coaching here. This is the year that you get really, really serious in what you're doing and you get really, really focused. You don't get, you know, what's that called? Where you just kind of have FOMO and you try to go and find all the little things. You just get so focused on what it is you're doing and you build a solid foundation. Learn to trust yourself, learn to trust your strategy. And in 1 year's time, watch to see what happens. Here at TFW, we still pride ourselves in keeping things simple and fun. The motto has always been it gets to be easy and fun. And while there are other highly complicated strategies out there, there are other highly educated educators out there who will teach you everything that there is to know about the charts. Here, we like to keep things simple, uncomplicated, and profitable. So type 222 if you're ready to get started on your amazing, amazing journey here. Amazing. And if you are not brand new and you've been on this amazing journey, you know how important it is to stay locked in, to continue to show up on these calls or at least watch the recording to stay connected to the community. The more you comment and interact in the community and ask your questions, the further along and faster you will go. Okay? So I encourage you to get active and be involved. Okay? That's right. Andrea, lock in, girls. And she's right. That's the best way to find success here. All right. So I'm going to kick us off today. We are going to walk through setting a trade together. We're literally going to go step by step. We're going to open up our demo accounts. We're going to walk through step by step how to set up a trade. And I want you to set one with me. Okay? Type yes in the chat because I want you to actually have either your phone. If you want to do it on your phone, that's fine. If you want to do it on your computer, that's fine. If you need to pull up Zoom on your phone, however you need to do it, I want you to do it alongside me. A lot of times when people are just starting out, they quit because they haven't started. They haven't actually started yet. So I've seen so many people like, I've been here for 3 months and I've never placed a trade. Why? Because it's intimidating. I understand. I was in the same boat as you, although I'm a little more like, just let me do it. I'm going to do it myself. And I just kind of jump in and I'm not really afraid to do things and get started. But I know that a lot of personalities are maybe have fear or confusion or worry or just really aren't sure. They're afraid they're going to break it. And I want this session to be a session where we just break down any barriers that you have and just get that first step in and actually place a trade and show you how not scary it is and how simple it actually is and just kind of get your feet wet there because once you start, you're going to see, oh, it's not as scary as I thought it was going to be, okay? All right, let me share my screen with you guys and we are gonna get going here. Now, some of you guys might already have a demo account set up through another broker, okay? If you did using this course, you're going to choose one of these brokers, right? And you can go and set up a demo account. Okay, that's all in the starter course that you walk through. I'm not going to show you right now how to go and open up a broker account. We will dive into more of those kind of trainings later on because I know it's needed. I know even setting up a broker account is intimidating. I have friends and family members who literally months of me encouraging still haven't because it's just an intimidating thing to do, right? And so we will have some trainings where I'm going to start walking you guys through how to set up these demo accounts and make sure that you understand that that also isn't scary. It doesn't have to be scary, okay? But for today's lesson, we're actually just going to use our paper trading demo account over here, okay? So again, where you find that is down here at the bottom panel. Kind of just pull it up here and you'll see where it says trading panel. And then right here in this top left corner is paper trading. So all you have to do is click on that. Okay, and some of you guys might need to actually set up an account. So if you click connect, it'll have you go in and set up an account. So let's go to our account settings and I'm just gonna pretend set one up for you, okay? You can kind of just leave all this as is. You don't need to adjust anything here, okay? And if I go to reset account, let's see, I can tell it what balance I want to start with. Okay. So let's maybe not start with a $100,000 account because most of us aren't going to start with a $100,000 account. Okay. Most of you guys are going to probably start with a lot less than that. I don't know how much you're going to start with. It's not in my business, but I really wouldn't start with a $100,000 account because it can sort of mess with your mindset when you go from practicing in a $100,000 account and then you go and start a live account with $100 and suddenly you go from winning $5,000 per trade down to $5 per trade and that can feel a little bit like just kind of like defeating. So I really want you to start, you could even start this a start a $5,000, let's say, demo account if you guys want to, okay? It's totally up to you. I'll just start it at 10,000. Is everybody setting this up alongside me, please? I hope you are. This is going to help you guys a lot. Okay, so here we go. We have our demo account set up, ready to go. Okay, and I'm just going to slide this back down here. Now, based off of the starter course, you should also have your list of currency symbols already set up, ready to go. So you can see here, I have my forex.com list. Why does mine say forex.com? The reason why is because this is a Forex broker. When I trade on my actual foreign exchange broker account that I'm signed up with, it is called forex.com. Okay. And so you're gonna, when you go and create your list, which this is all talked about in the starter course as well, when you go and create your list, you're gonna make sure you select the currency pairs that are under the forex.com broker. Okay. And if you guys have any questions along the way, feel free to put them in the chat and we will try to cover them either at the end or during. I'll kind of glance at the chat as well along the way. So Crystal says, I'm sorry, I missed the website. So forex.com is the broker, the Forex broker that I use. So just forex.com. But for today's lesson, just go down here and click on the paper trading link. And we're going to set our first trade in a paper trading account. Okay. So you don't have to actually sign up in any website or broker for today's lesson. Okay. We're just going to practice setting a trade. All right. So I have at the top of my list here where it says symbol. If you click on symbol, it will organize your currency pairs alphabetically. Okay. And so right now I am on the Australian dollar. If you look at the top left, you can see the symbol name, the full symbol name, Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Okay. So what are we looking for a potential entry? Well, actually, let's back up a little bit. What we're trading right now is the daily time frame. So what does that mean? That means each one of these red and blue bars are 24 hours worth of data. Okay, so this candle down here was Friday's candle. This candle populated on Friday. This candle populated on Monday. This candle populated today and closed today. Okay, it's 24 hours. This new candle that we see popping up here is the new candle for Wednesday for the next 24 hours. Type 22 if you're with me so far. Every single day, the market will close at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, so 2 o'clock PST to 3 o'clock PST, the market will close for 1 hour. And then at 3 o'clock, the new 24-hour candle will start to populate. So when we go to set our trades, we are going to only log into our charts between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock Pacific time. And we're going to look at the candle that just closed and completed its whole journey on that day. Okay, so today is Tuesday. It is currently 2:15 p.m. So I'm going to look at the Tuesday's candle that just closed for a potential entry. Okay, so what time is it for you right now where you live? Type it in the chat. What time is it for you right now? 2 o'clock, 10 p.m., 4:15. So you need to mark in, you need to open up your alarm clock on your phone. Everybody, right now, open your alarm clock on your phone. And I want you to set an alarm that says set trades for right now. Could be 2:15 p.m., could be 2 o'clock p.m. Set your alarm on your phone so you remember every single day it's time to log in, look for your potential entries, and set your trades. Okay? I had to do that because eventually I kept forgetting. It'd be 4 o'clock and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to set my trades. And then the trade had already taken off and I had missed it. If you really want to take it seriously, you have to treat it like a job. Your job, you clock in between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock p.m. Okay? So you are going to set your alarm. And this is the time you get on your chart and you look for your trades, okay? Now, what we're looking for is very, very, very simple. We're looking for the closed candle, okay? So today's candle is what candle? Tuesday's candle. I'm looking for the one that just closed. Yes, a new one has populated, okay? It's starting to populate. The market is still always moving, but the official trading hours, the trading session will start at 3 o'clock. Okay, so even though a new candle is populated, the actual trading session is not ready for you to trade yet. You can set pending orders, but you're not going to want to trade this one. You trade the one that's just closed, okay? So we're looking for the closed candle that just closed. Sorry, we're looking for today's candle that just closed. 1, closed candle. 2, we need to identify, is it touching the EMA? What is my EMA? It's this gold line here, okay? This gold line is my EMA. Is this candle touching my gold line? Yes or no? No, it's not. So if it's not touching the EMA, there is nothing else I can do with this. There is no trade to set. So we're going to skip to the next pair, okay? That's it. If this is not touching the EMA, there's nothing else for me to do here on this currency pair. So I'm going to skip to the next one. Next one is odd CHF. This is my Tuesday candle that just closed. Is this candle touching the EMA? No. So we're going to skip to the next symbol. This is odd JPY. This is Tuesday's candle. This is the Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. Is this one touching the EMA? No. Let's keep going. What about this one? Nope. Not that one. Oh, guess what? This is the Canadian dollar versus the Swiss franc. Is this candle touching the EMA? So when we look here, we can see that part of this candle is touching the EMA, okay? Now, we have our beautiful indicator that's telling us what direction we're going to set a trade in, so that makes it even easier. If you don't have our indicator, you definitely want to get it to make it easier for you to identify, okay? But I'm going to show you how to identify it without, okay? So we're going to look here. We know that this candle is touching the EMA, so that's step 1. 1 is candle touching EMA. Step 2 is we need to identify if we're looking for a buy position or a sell position. Buy or sell. So we need to know what direction are we actually trading in to make money, okay? So in order to identify that, we look at this red. Do you see this red, little tiny red dotted line here? and it kind of goes across my screen to the right, and then you can see where it's red here. So this is where the current price is, okay? So each one of these candles is just kind of populating as price moves up and down. Can you guys tell me, where did Tuesday's candle price close for the day? Was it above the EMA or below it? Yeah, below. So if the price closed below my EMA, that means there are more sellers in the market than there are buyers. So that means I'm looking for a sell position. Below the EMA means sell. Above the EMA, I'm looking for buys. Okay? Okay. Then we have to identify, is it actually worth setting? So how do we identify if it's even worth setting? Well, we need to decide, is it an A plus candle? So if there is, so for a sell position, oops, sorry about that. In a sell position, an A plus candle has a longer wick on top. So this little tiny line here is my longer wick, okay? That means sellers came in and pushed price down and rejected off of this EMA. So a sell position has a longer wick on top, and a buy position has a longer wick on bottom, which we're going to look at in another session, okay? Today we're just going to set a position together. So guess what, you guys? This entry right here meets all three of our criteria. It's touching the EMA, it closed below the EMA, so we know we're looking for a sell position, and it's an A plus candle because there is a longer wick on top, and we know we're looking for a sell position, okay? Are you guys ready? We're going to set this trade together. Everybody get out your chart where you're on the Canadian dollar versus the Swiss franc. Let me know when you're ready. Type ready in the chat. When you're on the symbol that we're supposed to be on, let me know, and we're going to set this trade together. Okay, I see a few readies. Okay, can we get a couple more readies? Feel like that's not all of you. Feel like that's not everybody. Okay, and if you're brand new here, you might be like, I don't know what's happening right now. I'm just watching. That's okay too. You get a free pass. Okay, all right, let's do this. Ready, ready, ready. All right, awesome. Good job, girls. Let's do it. Okay, so over on the left-hand side of all of these fancy little tools that we have here, you're rarely going to use any of them except for these two very, very important ones. So if you click this little open arrow forecast button, okay, I need to close the chat. Here we go. Click on that. And for sell positions, we need our short position tool, okay? For buy positions, we need our long position tool. So for this one, we're going to click short position, just tap down on it, and you're going to see these little crosshairs that appears, okay? And all you're going to do is identify that candle that we looked at, that we identified as an A plus entry, and down at the very bottom wick, you're going to take the crosshairs and you're just going to you're going to kind of line it up, okay? So where the horizontal crosshair is right on the bottom part of that wick. Okay, you guys can see that? And then tap down. And what you're going to see is the red and the blue where they meet in the middle should be right on the bottom part of that wick. Okay? Then we're going to take our stop loss and we're going to pull the red part, just kind of click on it and drag it down. And then drop it right at the very top of that wick at the very top here. Okay, so basically what you are trying to set is your entry where the red and blue meet, and your stop loss is where if you get entered into this position and then it turns around and goes the opposite direction, your trade will automatically close out with a small loss, okay, and protect the rest of the capital that's in your account, okay? We'll talk more on stop loss and risk management in further trainings, okay? Today, we're just setting a trade together, okay? So you got your entry and your stop loss. Say yes if you have that so far. If you have your short position tool on your candle, say yes. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Great. Now we got to take our TP, or take profit area, this blue one, and we're just going to kind of drag it up a little bit or down, whichever direction yours is, to where it says risk to reward ratio 1.5. Okay. Now, since we're logged into our paper trading account, the next step is super easy. You're going to right click anywhere in the blue or red area, just anywhere on the short position tool, right click on it, select create limit order. Okay. And this little window will populate. You're going to click stop order. We're always setting stop orders. We're going to tell it to risk. We click on balance here, go to percent balance, a certain percentage of our balance, and I'm going to tell it to risk 1% of my balance that's in my account. Okay? Everybody with me so far? Everything else stays the same. You can leave this box checked. That's your take profit price. This is your stop loss price. It auto populates when we use the short position tool, which is why simplicity is just so amazing here. And then we're going to click sell. Boom. Now this position is set up, ready to go. Okay. You can see we have our stop loss is populated right here at the top of the red box. Our entry where it says sell stop, that's right here. At the bottom of our candle is our entry. And then our take profit is where we set it down here. So what we're hoping that price does on this next candle is to come down and enter us into this position. Right now, this is not an active position, it's a pending order. So we're pending, we're waiting for price to cross over the sell stop line. And then when that happens, that's when it will become an active order. Okay, so when price crosses down, it'll be an active order. And then since we're swing traders here, we could be waiting days to weeks for this trade to actually come down and hit our take profit. How many of you guys have patience? Type patience in the chat. If you have patience to wait for a beautiful position to work out. Okay, good. I love it. How many of you guys had never set a trade before and just set one for the first time today? Type 222. Just curious, who for the first time set a trade today and you never have before in your life? Teresa, that's amazing. Good job. I am so proud of you. So good, girl. Wow. Amazing. Okay, guys, that part of the session is complete for today. I'm going to pass the mic over to Gemma. She's got an incredible mindset session for you guys today, and I hope that was super helpful. Tag me in school if you guys have any questions and let me know. I'm happy to help you. And then tune in on Thursday for our more advanced call, okay? Right. Bye, guys.
Awesome. So good, Amanda. You always bring so much value to these women, and I'm so excited for these beginner call guys. They are going to be so jam-packed, full of value. Drop some 222s for Amanda to send her some love and gratitude. I'm really excited. When Amanda literally just said 2026 is built brick by brick, right? So powerful. And when she said that, 2026 brick by brick, I was like, yeah, Amanda gives you the bricks. She gives you this beautiful, solid strategy that's simple, that's duplicatable every single day, 10 minutes a day. And I come in and I'm the mortar between the bricks. Okay, I get the bricks to stick and to last. I come in as the mindset coach and layer in between these fundamental concepts that Amanda brings to you. I hope that I bring the mortar that helps it connect, that helps it stick, that helps this become this beautiful home that you are building for yourself. And so when she said that, I was like, damn, this call is going to be powerful because I'm really hoping it's going to set the tone for you for 2026. Because what I'm hoping to create for you guys this year is to stop making trading this dream, this goal, and let's start making it a reality. Okay, I think sometimes when we're in compound phase, it's very easy for it to be so distant. It's numbers on a screen, we come immune to them, it almost doesn't feel real, and so we almost treat it like a game. You start to become a little bit numb to it. It doesn't even feel real because you're not tangibly experiencing it when you're in compound phase, right? Drop 222s if you've kind of felt that a little bit along your trading journey. Um, so what I'm hoping to do is to really solidify this, solidify you, solidify this to no longer be a far-fetched goal, this little carrot dangling in front of your face, and let's really solidify this into your reality, okay? So I'm going to test you a little bit along the way. I hope as the mindset coach that I trigger you. For those of you who are new, I'm the mindset coach here and I really take this seriously. I hope that I change who you are today. I hope that I come in and I trigger you a little bit and I make you think and I get you to change your perspective because if you want to end this year out different, you've got to change who you are. And the only way we can change is if we're open to learning, open to seeing a different perspective on how we viewed money, ourselves, and what we're going to do to actually change and become who we've always meant to be. Become the version of you that you so desperately want by joining this community, okay? So, the first question I want you to write down and ask yourself today is what would have to happen in 2026 for me to look back at the end of the year and consider it a successful year? Sit in that for a second. What would have to happen this year for you to reach the end of it and for you to look back and go, damn, that was a successful year? Okay, so write that question down for yourself. Because the thing is, a lot of the time, this is when everyone goes, oh, let's set New Year's resolutions, let's set these massive goals, and the stats are really disappointing. So I don't want you to be one of these stats. And so today, I'm going to show you how you're not. Because most people, 23% of people actually quit by the end of the first week, 50% quit by the end of January, and only about 9% will actually follow through and commit with their goals. And so why is this the case? Why is this actually the case? There's so much to this, but in a basic nutshell, it's because people think that, I've got to do this, I've got to add this, I've got to have this goal, I've got to be so ambitious, I've got to hustle, I've got to grind, I'm going to make 2026 the best year ever. But less is more. More is less. For you to pick something up, you've got to put something else down. Most people at the beginning of the year load so much ambition. Yeah, I'm excited, I'm motivated, I'm going to smash it, I'm going to do all these goals. So they start, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. And then realize they can't sustain that. Within the first week, they're burnt out. They quit. Within the first month, hardly anybody is sustaining what they were motivated to begin with. Only 9% actually maintain it because they put something down in order to pick something up. Okay? Because if we overload, we burn out. So you really need to ask yourself, what's important? What am I going to put down in order to pick up? Maybe it's doom scrolling for watching one of these calls. I'm putting down that to pick this up instead. Maybe instead of jumping on my phone first thing in the morning, I'm going to walk for 10 minutes. I'm going to put down that habit to pick up this new one. Right? You've got to understand this. Because what most people don't understand, and this is a scary reality, is, they live a deferred life. Okay? Hear me out for a second, because life doesn't begin after you hit your goal. This is where most people make the biggest mistake, is they live this deferred life. I'm going to be happy when I hit $100,000. I'm going to be happy once I hit my goal. Oh, I'm going to have freedom once I hit my goal. Oh, I'm going to be able to spend more time with my children once I hit my goal. Oh, life really actually can happen once I hit my goal. So what do? They live a deferred life. The in-between becomes meaningless. Because the saddest thing isn't actually that you failed to reach your goal. It's hitting the goal and realizing you were never present in the becoming. Okay? So stop pausing away your happiness. Stop pausing and going, oh, I can only be happy when this happens. I can only be happy when that happens. Okay? Because if everything is just tied to a number on a screen, if all your happiness is only tied to when I hit that number, when I make that amount of money, then you are living a deferred life. It means that the days in between mean nothing. It's hustle, it's grind, it's comparison, it's I'm not good enough. It's all time consuming, absorbing your every being because you're not allowing yourself to be present and practice the things that money actually give us. So we need to start actually practice being alive today. Start practice being happy in the becoming. Start practice freedom in the becoming. Start practicing peace in the making. Because how can you hold something you haven't even practiced in your normal day-to-day life? You think money is all of a sudden just going to bring you peace if you've never experienced peace? You think it's going to bring you freedom if you've hustled to get there? Doesn't work like that, guys. Okay? So you need to ask yourself, can I become the person who can actually hold this before it arrives? Ask yourself, what do I believe that the money will finally give me? Write down. I really want you to write this out. You need to understand, what is money going to give you that you don't have now? Safety, freedom, permission to rest, self-trust. Write all those emotions down. Because if you can't feel those emotions of the money, how will the money ever find safety within you? Okay, this is really powerful to understand, guys. Most people live a life like this, and you need to snap up and wake up. Stop holding your breath. I'll only exhale when it happens. Start practicing exhaling now. Start practicing not holding so tensely and relax. Relax in the becoming. Enjoy this process. Understand that this is actually what's needed to bring your success here. I want to know, drop 222s if you feel like you've lived a bit of a deferred life. I know for a big part of my becoming, I was like, I'll be happy when I make this amount of money. I will have freedom when I make this amount of money. I will have no problems when I make this amount of money. I will have all these things when I make X amount of money. To make X amount of money and realize it didn't actually change anything. I had to be the one that changed. Before, during, and after, money was ebbing and flowing in my life. Okay? And the more I actually practiced this, the faster it came, the longer it stayed around, and the easier it was to compound it. So I hope you are really understanding what I'm teaching today and the power of this. Okay? So, what I'm teaching is for you to breathe now and let life catch up to you. Instead of you trying to catch up to money, it needs to catch up to you and who you are in the becoming. Okay? No more deferred life. Because if we think about this, what does a deferred life look like? Happiness postponed, presence withheld, joy conditional, rest earned later. How many times have you been like, I just need a rest? No, I need a later. I've got too much to do. Happiness. You're like, when did I last smile? When did I last smile and actually laugh till it hurt? When was the last time I just saw joy? I was truly present with the people that I loved, not on my phone, not thinking about 50 million things, actually present, right? Because if we think about what's the opposite, what's an awakened life? An awakened life is when your presence is activated. You're on this call, not scrolling, not thinking about everything else. You're here, you're learning, you're taking notes because you understand what we teach here has the ability to so drastically change your life. You're not mucking around. Happiness is allowed. You actually go and create happiness in your life and those around you. That's one of your biggest goals for the day. Is how can I make myself laugh and those around me feel joy, happiness, and excitement? Because guess what? There are so many opportunities in your day today to see it, but you're so focused on the hustle and the grind and the worry and the deferred life that you've missed it all. Okay? And nervous system regulation, all these things that I'm going to teach you, identity embodiment. This is all the mortar that holds the bricks, that holds the trades, that holds the compound, that keeps you consistent and disciplined. Okay? I want you to ask yourself, what am I waiting for? What am I waiting for the money to give me? And how can I practice holding that today? Because we all know when we first started trading, who felt so unco? Who, when they first started trading, was like, oh my goodness, there's all these steps. How am I going to do this? Am I going to break it? What buttons do I push? Where do I go? How do I manage this? Like, remember? Drop some 222s if you remember the beginning of your journey. You were like, dudes, I have no idea. What am I doing? I'm in too deep. I'm overwhelmed. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to do this. And now you're like, it's so easy because you've practiced it hundreds, if not thousands of times, that now it's easy. And so holding this new identity, holding happiness, holding confidence, holding patience has to be practiced, guys. So instead of saying I'm smashing out our goals, we're going to grind it out in 26, we're going to actually just practice. We're actually going to practice just becoming her. Practice being present, practice being happy, practice being calm. And to bring this back to trading, I think this is the part that stops it just being this number on a screen, this far-fetched thing that you're just playing a game. How do we bring this into reality? We're going to practice holding what we're earning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a post inside of school. And whatever your profit TP is for that day or for that week, you're going to calculate it. Maybe it's $50, maybe it's 500, maybe it's 1,000. You're going to go to the shops and you're going to find an item worth that amount of money. You're going to take a picture of it and you're going to post it in school. Maybe you spent $500 that week on groceries. Boom, your 10 minutes of trading, that TP that you just hit, you see a tangible physical object worth that amount of money. You take a photo next to it and you post it in school. We want the compound to continue. If you can pull profits, even better, and physically go and spend that money. But if you're still in compound phase, we need to attach that $500 with an actual physical item, because the problem we have here is not the ability to make it, but the ability to keep it. Because $500 on a screen don't mean much to you, but when you see a physical object and you're like, dude, I don't want to give that back. That feeds my family for 2 weeks or a week. This is important. Dude, this is just what I created. So we're going to create a little thread so we can actually bring it back into the physical reality and we can start seeing, look, maybe a month ago, this was my TP equivalent. 3 months later, this is it now. How fun is that going to be in real world examples, and for you to also track to see how you're going? Okay? Because if we think about this, you accomplishing and not sabotaging. At the end of last year, the call that I gave you guys is I showed you the stats. I showed you the stats on some of the most successful traders and investors. And most of you actually outperformed them. But you gave your profits back. So this year, as the mindset coach, I'm really going to get you guys to change your nervous systems, change your perceptions, build this mortar in between what you've already got, what you've already established, so that at the end of 2026, you truly get to look back and go, wow, I didn't default my life, I lived it. I was present. I became the version of me that held success, that wasn't afraid of it, that knew how to handle it, and that truly didn't live Groundhog Day, but completed the year out, having become her by practicing the simple things that actually compound over time. And so the first question I asked you at the beginning of the call is, what would have to happen in 2026 to look back at the end of the year and consider it a successful year? But now it's actually asking yourself, what do I need to practice to make it happen? What little things throughout my day-to-day life do I need to practice to be present, to hold success, to see the happiness and joy now? Not when I make that amount of money by the end of the year. I'm practicing it now. So when it arrives, it's safe. When it arrives, it isn't foreign. When it arrives, I'm ready. But my happiness isn't tied to it. It's catching up to who I am. I'm not trying to chase it, it's chasing me. It's catching up to me. I'm attracting it, not chasing it and thinking that's the only thing that is missing in my life. Okay, so this week's call was a mindset call. Next week, we're switching gears into our first book. Okay, so the book we are going to start the year off is Happy Pocket Full of Money. Okay, I'm going to make a post inside of school after this. I'm going to post a picture of the book. I'm going to post what chapters we're going to be reading. This book, whew, every time I read it, it is like it hits you deep. I hope you guys are ready, because this book, honestly, if you almost never have to read another personal development book in your life. This book honestly gives you absolutely everything. So come in next week so ready to change your perspective, ready to change your mindset, ready to change everything you thought you needed to see success, because this book triggers so many things within you that you can't be a different person after reading this book if you truly absorb the concepts that he teaches. So I'm excited to walk this through. I think it's a powerful book to begin the year. And like I said, I will post all the information inside of school afterwards. And also, please participate in posting screenshots of your TP smashes, even if it's a cup of coffee. I don't care. Even if it was $3, $5, and it was enough for a cup of coffee, take a photo of that coffee and be damn proud. We all started on $5. Okay, we all started somewhere. So I don't care if it's just a cup of coffee. You got to celebrate that stuff, because if you don't celebrate that, the $100, the $1,000, the $10,000 isn't gonna stick. Okay, everything matters. The small, the medium, the big stuff. Okay, so whether you made a cup of coffee, whether you filled a trolley full of groceries, whether you went and stood next to a designer handbag, I don't care. I want to see it all so we can all love on you, and that energy can compound inside of our community as well. Awesome, everybody.
Woohoo! Whoa, Gemma bringing the fire the first day. We're back. I love this. And I love how we're bringing it into reality. Like we're bringing it from our screens into our hands, from the virtual, right, into the physical. And like the manifestation of it is happening. So it's happening in our hands. That's so cool. Such an amazing start to our year. And Happy Pocket Full of Money is literally one of the best personal development books I've ever read. And so I'm so excited to dive in, especially with Gemma perspective. Like you bring a whole nother level to these books that I'm like, it takes us to, so the mindset, the personal development aspect of book club, and just meshing it into this perfect storm of how could we not walk away better people by these understandings that you have and that you bring to us. So let's give so much love to Gemma. Thank you for that amazing mindset that you brought. We just honor you so, so much. And Amanda, the simplicity that you bring every single week, walking through, helping newbies set their first trades. I remember when I first started trading and I was like, I'm coming all the way to California to sit right next to you and you're going to trade with me. And then after that, I was like, I'm in for life. I'm here for life. And you haven't been able to get me away from you since. But I'm just so proud of every single one of you who took time to set trades today. Just really stepping into something new is it can feel scary. I get it. It can feel so scary, especially if it feels foreign to you. Something where it's like in the beginning, it's like, oh, this feels clunky. It's like go back to when you were a kid and or maybe you didn't learn, maybe you waited till you were a little bit older, but when you learned how to first ride a bike, it felt so clunky, right? It felt so hard. It felt like it literally took me so long. My brother tried to help me, my mom tried to help me, my dad was out there helping me. I had training wheels on for way past when a person should have training wheels on their bike. And that was because I sometimes am afraid to fall. I'm afraid to like even doing cartwheels, those types of things. I'm afraid to literally get hurt. And so I just want you to know that this place, what you're stepping into, is a safety net, a place for you to not feel like, oh my gosh, I'm afraid I'm going to get hurt. We don't want you to feel like that here. So we're going to do everything we possibly can to come alongside you in all the best ways to make you feel safe, to make you feel known, to make you feel heard, to literally help you set the trade, right? So that 5 months down the road, you're going along and you're like, dude, look at me. I'm doing so good. I'm setting these trades. I got it going on. Look at my P&L. I'm so proud of myself. But you had to start with that first trade, right? You had to start somewhere. So with that being said, I want to share with you, first of all, drop in the chat, what's your word of the year? Like a word of the year, maybe a New Year's resolution. A lot of people use word of the year because it's kind of something that we focus on, right? Certainty, capable. You guys, these C words are coming at me. Abundance, patience, success, ambition. I love it. Joy. Oh, that's a good one. Amazing. Love, prepare. So good. Freedom, consistency, freedom. I love it. So this year, we are as a collective focusing on consistency, compounding, right? So we can reach those things like joy, love, because all of that is actually built on the intentional focus of groundwork every single day. The intentional focus of showing up in consistency every single day, right? And so I actually want to give you something tangible today that you can walk away with, that you can work on over the next week to really feel like, okay, I am showing up intentionally. I'm showing up in consistency every single day. I'm showing up to do the work that I know will bring me to the freedom that I desire. And maybe you've already done this. Maybe you've already prepared something to help you show up in that way. Great. I want you to refine it because every level we reach, you will have a level of refinement, right? That's just the becoming. That's just life, ladies. I promise you, when you set a goal and you get to that goal, you're like, okay, I got to reach the new height. Here we go. Sometimes there will be a pullback before it, but there's always a new thing that you pursue. That's just human design, right? So I'm going to share my screen really quickly here with you. And I talked about it at the end of the year last year. I talked about our trading plan. Okay. I asked you guys, I want you to have a trading plan. And something that I realized through the discussion in school and through kind of some delving deeper into it, I realized that some of you are like, I don't even know how to set a trading plan. I don't really know what to do here, Jen. So what I want to do is just give you the pieces of it. I'm going to give you some things that you can take away and that you can put together on your own. Because yes, we give you the pieces, but ladies, you're big girls. And we want to help you not, we don't want to throw you the fish that you'll continually consume. We want to teach you how to fish so that you can always go to the lake, go to the stream, and get that fish, right? We want you to be able to do it. So I'm going to give you pieces and parts, and let me share my screen really quick here with you. Okay, just really quick, a couple things that I want to talk about is why most traders stay stuck. Okay, most traders don't fail because they are bad at trading. They oftentimes fail because they try to learn and perform at the same time. Okay, and so what we're going to talk about is the importance of understanding a trading plan and a learning plan. Okay, this is so important because you're here, you're learning a new skill, and you're simultaneously building a trading plan out as you go, right? And so I want you guys to understand that while traders are intentionally learning always, professionalism in trading means actively separating the learning process from the execution process. I want you to know that this separation will actually help you in the long run. And let me show you what I mean by that. So, when we're talking about a trading plan, we're looking at execute, protect capital. We're looking at what Amanda showed us as A+ setups only. She's already kind of really helped us outline what a trading plan looks like, right? We have fixed rules. We're consistent over curious, right? A learning plan is where you're skill building. It's a safe place to experiment. You're doing demo, you're replaying, you're building maybe a small account. You're focusing on data over emotion. In this stage, we're also looking at this trading plan. This is where we choose what markets we trade in, what time frames we use, what session you trade, what is an A+ setup, what are those rules, what's the risk per trade, what are my max trades, my max loss. And then we're looking at the separation in that and really thinking about the questions, right? What markets do I plan to trade? I'm going to give you guys a beautiful outline so you can ask these questions and really, really decide how you want your trading plan to look. But then also understanding that in our learning plan, we have to also have a plan, right? We have a separate account. It's not the execution. It's not where we execute our trades. We're maybe using a demo account. Maybe we're doing it on replay. Okay, we're thinking about our risk. We're journaling our patterns. We still journal in both, but this one we're learning what our patterns are as traders. We're watching the calls and the recordings. We have that planned into our learning plan, right? And we really want to think about the consistency of this, of both sides. Okay, so in our trading plan, we're using a proven setup. We're following our established risk rules. We're executing A+ entries only. We're sticking to chosen markets. We maintain a time frame consistency in each account that we have. Our learning plan is where we're coming in and we're back testing. We're building confidence in the strategy that we've been given. We're reviewing and recording. We're reviewing the recording of our patterns, right? We're just going through and we're really seeing and learning what that looks like. Maybe if we're new, we're even trying different time frames, figuring out what works best with us, right? So there is kind of what you would call a promotion path. I kind of saw it as. So in the learning phase, you're in that demo account. If you're brand new, type 222 in the chat. That's me. I am learning. I am experimenting. I'm in replay mode. I'm not afraid of the risk right now because I'm just learning, right? And then as you start to prove the concept to yourself, you might start a live account. You might say, okay, I'm ready for a prop firm. Maybe I'll start to put money into an account to start, being able to know that I'm going to have an account that I'm going to be trading when I'm ready. This is where you're actually very serious about journaling. And then when you start to see consistency in the wins, you're showing up consistently to trading day after day after day. You're feeling positive and confident. Then you're looking at utilizing your full account. Your risk management is on point. You're really income focused, right? And so I'm going to share this. Okay. Do you see my trading plan worksheet? Can you see that? Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm going to share this with you guys. What I want you to do is utilize it to help you come up with your own trading plan. And if you already have a trading plan, awesome. Use it to refine the one that you have. I'm going to put this in school so you'll have access to it, really talking about markets and time frame. What market symbols do I trade? Maybe you're afraid to pick a bestie. Now's your time, girl. Pick a bestie, pick two besties, pick three, whatever your symbol list looks like, but choose them and stick to them this year. What time frame do I use? What session do I trade? When do I set trades? Amanda lined that out for you exactly what she does every single day. She even had you put an alarm in your phone saying, this is when I do it. This is when I show up. Okay. So this will be available to you. I'm going to bring that onto school. I also have a document that is laying out your learning plan as well. Okay. So we have both. And I'm going to bring them both to you in school, and I want you to utilize them. I want you to help yourself have a successful year by really showing up in consistency. Okay. Amazing. Awesome. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. We are so excited that this was our first call. We hope that you walk away with so much value, and we look forward to seeing you again later this week. Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.